ThaBoxingvoice.com over here with two-division world champion, from Brooklyn to the World podcast, Showtime Sports, Paulie Malignaggi, just getting back from the world tour.
Yes, it was good. It was good. I didn't go to London. My last stop was Brooklyn, but it was a lot of fun.
Now,
a lot of characters.
A lot of characters. Your impressions in general.
It was an unbelievably hyped situation. I mean, people are gonna have their opinions of it, but this thing is like, this is the most psychotic thing I've ever seen. But you know what? You almost have, you can't help but be curious about it. You can't help but turn. You know when you have an accident in the highway, you gotta
rubberneck.
Yeah, you know, like that's what I told Brendan the other day when I was on the air with him. That you can't help but watch these guys. You know what they're gonna say, what they're gonna do. Like, you know, Conor McGregor is gonna bring more sales to this than Pacquiao did, because just strictly on his personality. The personality of McGregor supersedes Pacquiao's by so much that I think it's gonna make a difference in all the buys. You know, we'll see.
Now, do you think personally that this fight is good for boxing? I do, because I think we may get some casual crossover
I think
fans.
All eyes on the sport is good. I think it's good for both MMA and boxing, because you're kind of merging the two fan bases together, and you know it'll draw some kind of curiosity out of both. You know, I mean, the promotion and everything together. You know, you're going to start to see fighters from both sports talking about things and whatnot, and they're going to get a lot of views from different people. You know. Just from the press tour, I mean, I had like a few extra thousand followers on social media in the last few days. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, you know, I think just from the press tour, because I'm sure I've crossed, you know, a lot over to a lot of the MMA fans as well. So, you know, I think it's positive overall. You know, regardless of what you think of the show, it's one of those things that's, you know, you're gonna watch because it's kind of wild. It's kind of wild and a weird novelty in a way.
Even though someone like myself doesn't see it as a competitive fight, it does have that super fight feel. Like even back in the day when there was Sugar Ray Leonard and Marvin Hagler, or when it was Tyson and Holyfield.
Yeah, and that's a big fight feel, and a lot of it is because of the polarizing figures that are involved in it. You know, maybe not so much for the fighting matchup itself, but the guys are such polarizing figures that, you know, again, like I said, you can't help but put your eyes on them.
Yeah, exactly. Now, we know that Conor McGregor made a call, wanted you to go out and do some sparring with him.
Yeah.
Some question about his intention about the sparring, whether he's trying to pick your brain for knowledge,
yeah,
or is he trying to come at you?
I think that either way, your intention for sparring is to be violent. I mean, I don't ever think your intention. I mean, anybody that really got any weird thoughts out of that is kind of weird themselves, because you don't ever not spar violently in a championship camp. So I don't know, like by him saying that it makes a real by him saying that if it makes any kind of a big difference, you know, like that was the sparring it was going to be anyway. You know?
Not necessarily the sparring, but the mentality going into his camp, meaning like, do you want to talk to him about maybe some things he could do in the ring, or are you coming in being like, all right, you want to talk shit about me? All right, I'm going to show you what I'm like in the ring, and not even try to be his boy. You know what I'm saying?
I think
don't give him that satisfaction.
I mean, in reality, he's coming in like he's a sparring partner mentality, if that's the case. You know, when you're a champion, the sparring partners are trying to make their name off you. You know what I mean? When you're the champion and you bring in young sparring partners that are usually prospects and whatnot, you know, they're giving you their all every time. That's why a lot of times you bring in young undefeated prospects in camp to be your sparring partners. You know, I've done it when I was a prospect, and then I had guys like that when I was a championship level fighter. By him talking like that, you know, he doesn't realize what he's making himself do. He's making himself look like a sparring partner. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have anything to prove to me, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I'm there to help out. I'm there to, you know, give you the best work I can give, and if I can help you improve in any way, I'm happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna give them the good work. You know what I'm saying? If they do end up having me in camp, which I don't know, if nothing's been confirmed yet, but you know, I'm gonna go there to you know, box the right way, and you know, make it a very intense, make it some very intense work the way it's supposed to be. You know, it's not supposed to be anything but intense. You know, so and then if you know you want to take it out and think that it's some kind of a proving ground for you, that's fine. There's no proving ground for me. I'm retired. You know, I don't have anything to prove. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not going there to look great and so that people can put me in the conversation for some kind of a big fight. Like, usually that's what you're trying to prove. You're trying to prove, you put your name out so that your name comes in the conversation for some kind of a big fight. I'm retired. My name's not going to be in the conversation for any kind of fight. So I don't have anything to prove over there. You know, I'm going over there as the help, and I'm going to box the way I'm supposed to box, you know, and I've been in plenty of training camps to know that, you know, so whatever they take of it or make out of it, hey, that's on them, you know, but if it does work out that I go out there and work, yeah, we'll get good work out there.
And not only that, I mean, some people, maybe they get surprised, but when you're in a ring with a two-division world champion and you actually see him in the ring, you're like, damn. I mean, like, you know, he may not know what I mean,
anybody that's been in the gym with me knows, you know, like, I think anybody that's been in the gym with any championship level fighter knows that goes a different level at a time. When you're in there, when you're there live in the gym, and you see the whole gym working out, and then you see the championship level fighter working out, it's like night and day. You know what I mean? My sparring sessions obviously always stood out. Whether I was in Gleason's or Wild Card Gym, anybody that was there training with me will be able to acknowledge that, and it's fine. You know.
Fifth Street in Miami recently too. People were coming up saying like, right?
So it's like, you know, anybody that doesn't is lying. Either they didn't see the sparring or they're lying. You know, so you know, it's more so a situation where if you've seen it yourself, you understand it. If you haven't seen it yourself, then of course you're gonna have a lot of amateur assumptions. It is what it is.
And if you were to spar with him, you're not gonna pull no punches.
Of course, and I don't expect him to either.
Right.
That's the work it's supposed to be. You know, if I go to spar him, you know, he's about a month from the fight. So if you're not supposed to be sparring lightly a month from the fight anyway. So he should be the first one to try to have the mean intentions even before me. You know what I'm saying? And me knowing that, obviously, I'm gonna go there to work as well.
And you can take his aggression and turn it against him too. Well, I mean, you know things like that. I mean, from fighting so long.
Listen, I'm sure Conor's no dummy. You know what I mean? He's learning the boxing and he's trying to learn it the best he can in a short amount of time. But he's also no dummy. So, you know, I hope you know, he's making the right adjustments. I hope I am going over there and I see a product that in training camp that has made a lot of improvements and is doing well. If I go to camp, because I don't want everybody to keep thinking, because you know I've been contacted by them, but nothing's been confirmed. We just keep getting closer and closer to the fight, and you know nobody's getting back to me or anything like that. You know, I just mind my business. If they call me again, we'll go to camp, you know?
Now, real quick, Peter, can you come over here, join us real quick? They've got Peter Cards. So these two hosts from Brooklyn to the World podcast, probably been on for the last year and a half, 2 years, very popular amongst the boxing community, even amongst sports fans in general. But we haven't heard the podcast as much as we like recently, maybe like once a month, or, you know, and we want to hear more. I don't know, you know, we got people over here that listen to it all the time. I was a big avid listener. What's up with that?
Actually, since we've partnered up with Showtime, you know, it's more so about boxing and about what's going on in the boxing world. When we started out, it was more like us just having fun and bullshit, and we started talking about politics. We started talking about everything. I don't think Showtime is interested in our political views, so we just keep it professional. But we still have fun doing it, you know what I mean? And we're working on maybe a side show.
But isn't that what podcasts are for? Where people can speak their opinions, speak their mind. Maybe people agree, maybe they don't disagree. But I mean, we're in America. I mean, it's a you know, a country where we should be able to let our political beliefs out there.
Not anymore.
Yeah.
You go against liberals now. You're not in America.
Yeah.
You should leave.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think political discourse is healthy. To hear all views out there, and to hear, I'm hearing 50 minutes of boxing and 10 or 15 minutes on politics. That's a good, well-rounded show. I got no problem with it.
I agree. I'm with you. And we can do it all. We can do whatever they want us to do. But
light ourselves on fire if we have to. You know what I'm saying?
That's a fact. But you know, we're gonna keep it boxing if they want it boxing, and then we'll do our own thing. You know, as part of like Brooklyn to the World. This is actually Brooklyn to the World Showtime Championship Boxing.
Sure.
So, you know,
I can find it. I do know how to find it. Play.it, Showtime Championship Boxing. Not as hard to find as people try to make it out to be. Where's the podcast? You changed your name. Blah blah blah.
People don't find us. I got a lot of complaints on Twitter that they can't find us. Like there's a lot of people think we haven't done a show all year.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. We got the weigh-in shows. They've like missed it. I'm like,
well, speaking about the weigh-in shows,
Peter Cards in Vegas for the weigh-in show.
Yeah, I mean, listen, highly entertaining. Peter Cards is hilarious. Paulie, you're a great personality too as well.
We would have probably done a weigh-in show from Mayweather-Mcgregor, but Peter Cards scheduled his family vacation that week.
What are you thinking, bro?
Seriously,
use your head, guy.
I thought the fucking guy was retired or something.
Well, speaking about that, we got AB and we got Mikey, and
you know, weigh-in show for that one?
Yeah, you should. You reach out. Who do you reach out to? Steven, or you reach out to what's his name?
Already working on it.
So you guys will be set for that. Brian Daly, right?
Producer,
yeah. So you guys we'll get a show. You think for that?
I'm pretty sure we're gonna do a show for that one. I'd like to have both of those guys in the studio as well, leading up to the fight.
You know what I don't like? They give you 40 bracelets to just walk around everywhere. You get access to this, and then they mess up your whole look. I'm actually gonna take these off. I got.
Paulie's old. He's in yellow. He's got his yellow.
He's got his yellow. 10 pounds of jewelry on, and then you're fucking up my look.
Platinum is not the look anymore. That was more like late 90s, early 2000s. We're back to yellow again.
All these wristbands, and you're fucking up my whole look. Like,
you all see
all this jewelry for?
You all see AB on Instagram though recently? I mean, he said he always taken camp seriously, but he's in Colorado Springs this time. He's not in DC. He's not in Cincinnati.
With Tito Bracero.
Yeah, Tito's out there. Tito's out there. Yeah. and everybody's saying AB's always serious, but when you out in Colorado Springs, there ain't shit to do other than boxing.
That's why.
So, and I mean, AB's naturally, obviously, the bigger guy. We know how talented Mikey is.
I think that's a great fight. I really do.
All right, we're gonna go back in and check the fight. Thank you for the time, fellas.
You got it. Yeah.